the Nick City Dancers, and you're checking out JRSportBrief.
That's kind of awesome, isn't it? Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is JR. You are checking out the Sport Brief. By now, I'm certain, if not sure, all of you have heard about Michael Jordan now being the majority, not minority owner of the NBA's Charlotte Bobcats. And if you don't know, here's a little backstory. The Bobcats started in 2004 after George Shinn basically cried and whined his way out of Charlotte in 2002 with the then Charlotte Hornets. And you know what? 2 years later, bam, Bob Johnson, former BET owner and founder, co-founder, he buys the Bobcats. He brings basketball back to Charlotte, and they proceed to suck. They proceed to mishandle their money. They screwed up a TV distribution deal when they got there. They also couldn't get it together with the naming rights for the arena, which I think is now the Time Warner Center. So after getting guys like Gerald Wallace in an expansion draft, after grabbing Emeka Okafor in the draft, I believe he was Rookie of the Year, here we are, just about 6 years later, and the Bobcats are still losing money, just like a lot of teams. And you know what? Here comes Michael Jordan to save the day. Not necessarily save the day, but to pick up and at least keep things alive, because Bob Johnson, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want anything else to do with it. And by the way, he's still a minority holder in the team. How much? Who knows? Basically, Jordan bought the team for about $25 million less than Bob Johnson did. And you know what? Michael Jordan as an owner, will he help the Bobcats? I mean, if you think about his management positions with the Wizards and the Bobcats so far, you hear about the guy playing golf. You hear about the guy drafting Kwame Brown, who, by the way, where is Kwame Brown? Is he on the Pistons? Is he playing? Well, anyway, Michael Jordan's business practices have always been weird. And you can bet the bottom dollar, or whatever you call it, Michael Jordan probably wouldn't even be the owner of the Bobcats if his name wasn't Michael Jordan. And I guess that's a benefit of it. Based on his paternity suits, gambling issues, what's that woman's name? Carla Knafel, that tried to come out and say Michael Jordan is my baby's daddy. I mean, any owner, anybody that has a lot of money is going to have problems. But I don't think you're going to find somebody else that would have problems like this, that they would make them an owner if his name wasn't Michael Jordan. And then besides that, now we have the product on the court. And you know what? A lot of people break my balls about what I say about the Charlotte Bobcats. If you go watch my video, NBA teams that suck, I said the Bobcats suck. I know they're like 3 or 4 games over 500. I know their players. I know their coach. And yes, they can go out and play. But I still believe they're awful. And I think a lot of people that are telling me these Bobcats are great and they're spectacular and they're going to give somebody a run. And by the way, I think Boston currently is the only team that Boston can give a run, if you want to call it a run, in the playoffs. And anyway, guess what? If the Bobcats weren't in the East like a lot of teams, they wouldn't even be in the playoffs. Bottom line is, you have Gerald Wallace, solid player, 20 points a game, rebounding, block shots, athletic. You have Steven Jackson, who's going to score. You know what? Steven Jackson, he's a little crazy. And then you have Raymond Felton, who I've been watching. I've seen him play live plenty of times here in New York City, who I believe doesn't even play up to his potential. You now have Tyrese Thomas, who I believe likewise, who doesn't play hard enough. And Nazr Muhammad, Boris Diaw. I mean, nobody on the team jumps out at me as, oh, wow. Oh, yeah, Steven Jackson has some oh, wow numbers. You can look at his stats. He's a scorer. He can go out and do it. But there's no oh, wow. They're dysfunctional. The Bobcats will be good, but you know what? They're not going to be good with this set of players. And I don't know what Michael Jordan or anybody else can do about it. And if you think otherwise, please let me know, because they're not going to get it done with this set of players. Oh, yeah. I also forgot Tyson Chandler, who I don't think has met a bench that he does not like. I don't even know if that guy knows what hardwood or a hoop is. He's barely out there. But you know what? Michael Jordan, he'll do his thing. I can see the Bobcats surviving and getting better. Let's see if Raymond Felton is brought back or comes back next year. Let's see if Steven Jackson, if he can keep his mind. I mean, Joe Wallace, in my opinion, yeah, granted, he's an all-star, but he's a complimentary player. Just like a lot of dudes. They don't have that guy that's going to take them to the next level. Let's see what happens. Let's see what Jordan does to the team. Is he going to be good for the Bobcats? And how much longer is Larry Brown going to stick around? You know, he likes to bounce around and leave. He's like a cheap hooker. He's everywhere. There's nowhere this man hasn't been. Let me know what you think. JRSportBrief@gmail.com. Is Jordan good for the Bobcats? This is JR. I'm out. Peace.